Hello, my friends. I'm Jenny Stone, and this is Energy Healing 101. I'm going to walk you through how I make my monthly grids. I am currently sitting by my October 2024 grid, and today just happens to be the 111 portal, and it is also a new moon in Scorpio and All Saints Day. So it's a really big, powerful portal day to spend some time setting your intentions, calling in your ancestors. So the first thing that I do when I'm getting ready to make a grid is I have to give thanks and clean up my old grid first. So I'm going to do that. Sometimes I'll put headphones in and listen to beautiful music and just really try to give gratitude for every object that was in here. As you can see, by the end of the month, it gets really messy. It did not start like this because as the month goes and things show up for me that are important to me, I add them to my grid. Like this Fool card that I kept pulling, and I just kept pulling it. And so I was like, all right, I see you. I'm gonna set you on my altar, gonna call in the Fool energy. And there's a couple of other things that I have that are monthly rituals that I'll get a little more into when I'm showing you how I set up my grid. But it can get really messy. So as I'm cleaning it up, I take a moment with each item and really give gratitude for the lesson that it brought me, the energy that it held in space, and put it back where it belongs. Taking some of my altar water to finalize the cleansing and releasing of last month's energy to be fresh and new for this month. And then I take a moment to sit in the energy of the month, the moon, the zodiac, and with the energy being Scorpio, November, we're in fall, we're in the harvest. The sun is starting to be darker and darker, and it's less and less light. We're going into a death. We're going into our ancestral realm. And so as I sit in that intention, I then walk around my home to find items that feel like they need to be on the altar. And I've already taken the pleasure of doing that. I didn't make you walk around my home with me, just so I could have it ready and show you what I do. Now, typically I will take my elemental stones and I'll place them on the grid, but today, or for November, they're saying, we're good, no thanks. So I do have a whole bunch of grid. Everything I took off is still here in case it wants to come back. And if not, at the end, then I will put it all away where it needs to go. So I'm gonna start first, actually the dragon's blood, by saging. Now that we've physically cleansed, we're going to energetically cleanse and leave October in the past and call in whatever it is that we are ready to call in for this month. Calling in your guides, your guardians, and angels and ancestors, any gods, goddesses, ascended masters that you feel connected to. Scorpio is really connected to the goddess of death. So Inanna, Bridget, Kali, Mary Magdalene is also associated with this beautiful Scorpio new moon. So Tantra, sexual pleasure, the taboo topics, the dark stuff. So I'm going to cleanse the space, cleanse myself, and I'm going to cleanse all of the items that were on my altar and all of the ones that are coming on my altar. So they don't have any residue from where they were, what they've been used for, and set my intention. Okay, so I'm going to place the fire in the center right now. I don't have a method that is always tried and true. Sometimes the items tell me where they want to go. Like that one, when I was going to put it away, goes, put me in the center. I just knew it needed to go in the center. Obsidian is a stone for Scorpio, and this one I harvested in Kanash, and it looks like a lingam. Since we're in Scorpio and Tantra, I felt like this really needed to go on there, as well as a yoni egg. So we've got the masculine and feminine being represented. When I'm pulling cards for my altar, I ask my card decks which ones need to be pulled out for the altar, and then when I hold each deck, I ask how many cards. And this one? Okay. And then I ask what cards need to come out. So we've got the White Buffalo Calf Woman. On this deck wanted 2 goddesses. And the second goddess is Catherine Labor, the patroness of miraculous healing. Ooh, I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. Yes, please. I feel like that needs to go between the water. So then I just ask where they need to go, and I place them up. And now we have this grid with a couple of cards. I don't really typically look at the cards while I'm pulling them or placing them out. I just ask where they need to go first. And then later, when I feel like the grid is complete, which it feels complete right now, then is when I look at the cards and see what I've got, to see what themes and messages are coming through for me. I pulled Kuan Yin, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Saint Catherine Labor, or not Saint, she's just Catherine Labor, Balance, DNA Activation, and Frequency of the Sun. Those are the cards that I've placed. I've got frankincense and blue lotus. I've got some masculine energy, some feminine energy. Lakshmi also wanted to come play, and salt of the earth, some artwork that I have done and my friend has done, and they all have different meanings. My altar water, I always have this altar water here, and then I pour it in any offerings that I'm giving. I will pour it in my own water and drink it in the hot tub. I will water my plants with it, and as long as I keep feeding it more fresh water, it continues to hold the memory of all the past ceremonies that I've ever had. So this is Gridding 101. Basically, follow your intuition. You can't mess it up. There's no rhyme or reason. It doesn't have to be a perfect way or organized. Every month is different for me. And I just ask my items what needs to come forth, what is ready to come play based on what my intention is and the month that's coming ahead. And my guides guide me. And then as the month goes on, I add new things. You'll see the last one was pretty cluttered. And it's just this living piece of art that is really beautiful, that helps me anchor in my intentions, my manifestations, my hopes, my dreams, and my energy. I would love to see your grids. Please share them with me, and have a beautiful day. Namaste.